Hi everyone and welcome again to my channel. This is your number one unofficial interpreter for everyone. In politics today, we're going to look at this picture you're seeing on your screen right now. This is a picture of the INEC president-elect and some people that came to visit him. On his right is Aliko Dangote, this guy right here. And then you can see the Lagos State Governor Sanwo-Olu, and obviously that is the president-elect for INEC. All right. So these guys came to visit him, and you can notice there's another man between him and Sanwo-Olu. So let's use an outline, a different color to outline him. And let's try this color here. So this gentleman here is between him and Sanwo-Olu. But these guys, in their desperation, you can see the order of everyone by him. But in their desperation, because all they like to do is to forge stuff to make things up, they went ahead and inserted the people's president in this whole picture. So let's just get that right. So this is what they did. They went and removed that young man and inserted the people's choice between him and you can see Aliko Dangote is still there and Sanwo-Olu is still there, and then they inserted yours truly, the people's choice, the people's president, in the image. Why do they do these things? His Excellency Peter Obi told them that if they want him, they can invite him and he will show up. It is in the public domain. He said that if you want me to show up, if you want to discuss with me, I have utmost respect for you as my parent. You can invite me and I will come over and we have a conversation. But they don't want to invite him for a conversation. Instead, they will try to fake that conversation already happened. And so they would insert themselves or insert him in their own picture to make it look like they are on the same page. But they are not on the same page because he is the one that is aggrieved or the one that is wronged. They stole his mandate and they're doing everything possible to make it look like they're together with him. But they are not together. They couldn't be farther from each other. One of them, the one circled in green, is looking for the mandate that the people gave him that was stolen. The rest of them are just making it up, making it look like what it is not. And this is not acceptable in our age today. This is what I said during the election. Whoever wins, let him win. Whoever the people want, let him win. Whoever the people have voted in, let him win. It doesn't matter if it was Tinubu. It doesn't matter if it was Atiku. It doesn't matter if it was Kwankwaso. It doesn't matter if it was Obi. Let the people's will prevail. That was it. Simple and short. You can't go and steal the people's mandate. You can't go and bribe INEC. And after you bribe INEC, you're now using technology to insert the man in a picture that he was not part of. You cannot do that. This is not acceptable. This is not acceptable. What they are doing is not acceptable. Not in this generation, not in any generation. They replace this guy and put yours truly, the people's president, right there. This is not acceptable. Guys, this is not acceptable. I don't know who is doing this hatchet job for PDAPC, because that's how they took the picture of Governor Donald Duke and say that it was the picture of the INEC select president-elect when he was a teenager. That couldn't be farther from the truth. Why do they do this? For his certificate, all the colors I'm putting here are the colors of different things that happen. The certificate, they had to go to Pinterest to make a certificate for him to show that he went to Chicago University. For secondary school certificate, I don't know where they got that one. Maybe they say he did it at home, at some St. Paul's school that didn't exist when he was a kid. Who are these guys doing this behind the scene? What do they really want? Does it mean they have no respect for the Constitution? If that's the case, let's just throw the thing away. If the Constitution doesn't do anything, if the rule of law doesn't mean anything to you guys, but Dati Baba Ahmed asked you guys, do you guys want to end democracy by discarding Constitution, by throwing away rule of law? Is that what you guys are looking for? In the words of His Excellency Peter Obi, are you planning to bequeath anarchy to your future generation? Can you look at your children in the face and tell them you want to bequeath them anarchy? I'm going to segue here to talk about Sudan, because we know in recent memory, in our time, recently, Sudan was fighting with Southern Sudan, and they just separated into two countries recently. But I just heard that millions of Nigerians are going to school in Sudan. Someone told me today that Abike Dabiri confirmed that it's not just the 5,000 people they were talking about that were Nigerians in Sudan, that there were up to 1 million Nigerians going to school in Sudan. This is a country that were engaged in war that just separated into two countries, to Sudan and Southern Sudan. This is a country that millions of Nigerians are in. That tells you that they saw that place as a greener pasture, because people migrate to what they think is greener pasture. They migrate to places they thought is greener pasture. As recent as 2011, that was when Southern Sudan was founded. So just about 12 years ago. And they were still engaged in war with the Sudan itself until even more recent. But immediately the war was over, if you see the picture of Sudan, if you see the land of Sudan, the beautiful place of Sudan, you're wondering, these guys just came out of war yesterday, and they have advanced like this to the point that the giant of Africa have students there in their millions. You're wondering, what is wrong with us? Who did this to us? Nigeria, who did this to us? Why are we doing this to ourselves? Why are we letting these politicians to do this to us every year? In the words of Rotimi Amechi, the reason they keep stealing, the reason of this impunity is because we don't stone them when they steal. That's the reason for the impunity. Nobody stones them when they steal, so they come back and they steal some more. But if we tell them enough is enough, if we stand up to their shenanigan, if we tell them you cannot continue doing this anymore, then they will stop. But until then, in the words of Jacob to his son, in the words of Isaac to his son Esau, until you grow restless, nothing will change for you. Until you grow restless, until you say enough is enough, until you say I am tired of being tired, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, until you come to that point where you say I can't take this anymore, nothing will change. Even a grain of corn planted, until that grain of corn says enough is enough and breaks the ground, it will remain dead. Until a chick says enough is enough and cracks open that shell, it will be dead inside the shell. When are we going to crack our shells? When are we going to say enough is enough? Not by carrying arms, but by standing our ground and refusing to collect bribes, refusing to be used as thugs, refusing to snatch ballot boxes, standing for the truth and saying whoever wins, let him win. Because the guy who is bribing you could even win without bribes. We have to push these guys to a point where they will start fighting for what is right without bribes. Because among the people that come out to contest, one of them will win. But then they will start winning fair and square, not by bribes, not by killing, not by thuggery, but by winning fair and square and being held accountable by the people that have elected them. So, again, I put it to these guys. What is the benefit of what you guys are trying to do? What is the purpose? Why are you guys trying to force His Excellency Peter Obi into the picture by fire, by force? What are you trying to achieve? You tried that with Abike Dabiri and him with another person, putting 3 or 4 pictures together to create an impression that Abike Dabiri was helping him out in UK at Heathrow Airport. And now this. What is the purpose? What are you guys trying to achieve? You guys know you stole. I thought that maybe when you speak to these guys' conscience, maybe they will get a conscience and stop. And then I realized that thieves never stop. Thieves, armed robbers, they never stop. When I was a kid, I heard about armed robbers. I was so naive. I didn't know that armed robbers were real people. I thought they were like special kind of, different kind of things, not human beings. I thought they were like some animals. The way people were scared of armed robbers. I thought they were like another species of things, maybe like monkeys or gorillas or apes, something that just attack people, like baby bush or bush baby they call it. I thought it was something different. I didn't know that human beings are armed robbers when I was a kid. Then growing up, and then I heard and I saw people apprehended, and they're actual human beings. They used to parade them on TVs. I'm like, these are people. They don't have conscience. They will see themselves being killed. They still do it. In 1985 or so, or 83, I think it was 83, Buhari killed some people that were drug pushers. And they pushed the drugs before he came into power. They pushed the drugs before the decree was passed that, drug pushing was criminalized in Nigeria. Like 2 years before he made the decree. Yet, he killed them. He backdated it and killed those young men. So you would think that people would stop pushing drugs. That was 1983. But I heard that in 1993, people were still pushing drugs. Forfeiting hundreds of thousands of dollars to the US government for the same drugs that some people were killed in Nigeria in 1983. So 10 years later, people were still doing the same thing. I also I read, and I watched on TV that just last year, or I think it was last year or the year before, there was a consignment of cocaine that was seized in a warehouse in Lagos somewhere, and then all of a sudden they say it was burnt. These guys, they know how to hide evidence. Also, when the cargo ship that was carrying oil from Nigeria, when they called them, instead of taking them to court to prosecute them, all we heard was that the ship was burnt. Nobody was apprehended, no court case, nothing. It just fizzled out. So I thought initially that when you speak to these guys' consciences, maybe they will think twice, maybe they will rethink. But no, they don't have conscience. They cannot rethink. So we, the people, have to stand up against them. We, the people, we have to say enough is enough. We have to say, you cannot use us anymore. If you follow the Electoral Act of 2022 to the later, you would have said that Nigeria is, on the path to greatness again. If you had followed what was written there. But the INEC boss obviously didn't follow through. I'll just leave it that way. If you follow that, they said they're going to transmit the result live. And then someone said, I think it was on Arise TV, that 2 days to the election, they said in a newspaper clipping, we will not transmit the results. So when they're now telling us that, that was a technical glitch, that was no glitch. If that was their defense at the tribunal, that they said 2 days to the election, we will not transmit the result, or we may not transmit the result, then they cannot at the same time argue that there was a technical glitch that only affected the presidential election results. When you use the same beavers, the same day, the same time of the election. It doesn't matter the order you want to transmit the result. You cannot transmit the presidential. You can transmit the Senate and House of Representatives, but not the presidential. You know that something is fishy, something smells fishy. So if you follow the electoral law, electoral act, you will say, wow, Nigeria is great. But when it came to implementation, they failed woefully. But we, the people, can hold them accountable. We can say enough is enough. We are not taking this. We will not take this in any way. If we stand our ground, they will know we are serious. They will know it's no longer business as usual. And then the right people will win. And we can hold those people accountable because we would have voted for them. And we can hold them accountable. We can say, that's not what we sent you there to do. We're going to recall you if you don't represent us appropriately. So I'm going to end it here, guys. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section why these guys are insisting on inserting His Excellency Peter Obi in a picture he has no business being in. He has said to you clearly, if you want me, you call me, I'll be there. So you can even go with live cameras. You can have him on live television, and he will call you his elder brother, senior brother, but he will still tell you, you cannot steal my mandate. It is not possible. Let's just explore the case and exhaust our cases. And if you win, you win. Why are you afraid? If you thought you won, why are you afraid? You just go to court and show that you won. Why are you afraid? Add up the results. If you won, you won. That's just the simple thing. Why are you hiding? You thought you won. If you really thought you won, why are you afraid of counting it and seeing that you actually won? It's actually to your advantage that you don't run on a shady mandate, that you show clearly that you won, and it's evident to everyone that you won. Why are you trying to connive and force your way through? Anyways, like, share, subscribe, comment, and let us do this. Let us get Nigeria back, because this Nigeria is all we've got. All right, bye-bye.